In 2019, we're watching firsthand as healthcare expenses drive our nation toward financial catastrophe. But what does that really mean? And how so? Here are some facts which will give you background on what's been happening in the US in recent years. To answer the impending question, how? Fact 1. GDP, gross domestic product, the total value of goods produced and services provided in a country during 1 year, is lagging behind the growth of healthcare expenses. Growth in our wages and salaries are in a decline, let alone keeping up with the cost of healthcare. Fact 2. Projections from the Nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, CBO, suggest that wages and salaries will grow at approximately the same rate as GDP. Meanwhile, healthcare expenses will continue to grow faster. This will result in our nation's healthcare expenses consuming almost half of our wages and salaries by 2029. Fact 3. In 2018, healthcare in the US cost the nation $3.65 trillion. That's 12 zeros after the decimal point. To paint an even clearer picture, Fact 4. The ugly truth. Of that, the government paid $1.9 trillion. Corporations paid $1 trillion on behalf of their employees, and individuals forked out $606 billion. While the last number is smaller than the others, it is us, the individuals of this country, that end up paying for all these costs through increased taxes, reduced paychecks, and out-of-pocket expenses. So, are healthcare expenses truly driving the US toward a financial catastrophe? Yes, and the impending consequences are closer than you think. Why isn't healthcare more productive than it is? Let's stop burying our heads in the sand and do something about this. It's time for change.